Are you thinking about living out of your car or living out of a vehicle and contemplating if a car is right for you? You should probably watch this.
Full pump, when you come around, know I tell the truth before you even lay it down. I keep it 100, baby, you know you can hold it down. I keep it 100, baby, you know you can keep me round. Let's walk, hold hands, real talk, let's talk, then we got a real fucking future.
I'm Zeze Desire and I live out of my '02 Chevy Cavalier. So living in a vehicle, it has its ups and its downs. The first thing I want to point out is it can be messy. When I'm driving, sometimes I'll be going down the road and I'll make a little bit of a sharp turn and my shelving will completely fall over onto me while I'm driving, and of course that could be a safety hazard. Also, when I'm driving, I put my 1-gallon water bottle on the floor and it could slide up and down my flooring that I installed in my passenger seat. So safety is definitely a thought you need to take into place when converting your vehicle. Another con of living in a car, you can't have much. I tried to bring a lot of items in my car. I didn't realize how much I wanted to keep until I started shoving everything in my car and I looked like a hoarder. You have to get rid of so much when you live in a vehicle. Put everything in a storage unit first, because once you put everything in a storage unit and you realize what you're not using, you have an easier time getting rid of it and parting ways. Living in a car. What do you want to bring with you? This definitely matters when you're thinking about what type of vehicle you want to live in and what size you want to go with. I wanted to bring my cat with me, so now I even have less space. Not only that, but you have to think of cat litter. I chose to keep my cat litter in my car, and I personally use crystals and the really good lightweight cat litter. Plus, I clean it every day. Every time before I go to sleep, there's fresh litter in there. That's can be a con if you're not, but it's all worth it to me. The other thing about living in a car, I actually do have a toilet in there. My toilet is literally a paint bucket, a little paint bucket from Lowe's. I paid maybe $4 for it, and I put little trash bags in it. I double bag it and I just throw some cat litter in there because I already need the cat litter anyway, and then I just dump it wherever I go, right in the trash bin. It's usually not much because there's plenty of stores around, Wawa's, convenience stores, where you can just go to the bathroom. So another con, you can't shower. You really can't shower in this car, and if you're living in the city, you wouldn't want to bring a shower kit with you, because the only place you would have room to shower is on the side of the highway, and even the side of the highway in the cities has cameras everywhere. You don't want to get naked or have your clothing get all wet and then put that in your car. Anything wet that's in your car is going to smell like mildew very fast. The next con about living in a car, privacy. When I've been in my car so far, every single time I pull up somewhere, even the slightest glance, they do a double take like, who that? And I know it's because I still don't have the tint. Get the tint, guys. In my car, I don't have tint. Everywhere that I go, I am constantly getting stared at, to the point where I wanted to take advantage of being stared at. And not only do I not have eyebrows, I got my natural hair back, and I even put a magnet on the back of my car just repping my YouTube account. Now, another con. You can't exactly have a fridge in your car, so if you're thinking about cooking, that might be an issue. I do have a cooktop in my car, and it was gifted to me, thank you, by one of my viewers on YouTube. So I do have a way to cook, and I do cook. The problem is I don't have a fridge. When I do want to cook something that requires refrigeration, I do have to make sure that there's a nearby store, grocery store, or even bodega that I could just go in there, grab something, and then keep it pushing so I can get my meals. So I'm gonna add this con to the list, but you may not have this con if you don't have a cat. So living in a small, confined space, you might feel a little claustrophobic a little bit, and I definitely get that sometimes. The thing that makes it worse when you're trying to cook and you're in a small space is cat hair. I do not like the cat hair. I have a little lint roller to try to fix it, and I always am wiping down all my counter space in my vehicle and the dashboard. There's always hair somewhere, and I have to be very careful not to get it in my food. Nasty. So keep that on the list and keep that as a reminder before moving in your car. Now the pluses. The upside to living in a vehicle. So I have a small vehicle. What does that mean? I don't have to spend as much on gas, and it's great. I get like $20 a half a tank, $40 for the full tank, and it's 2024. Gas ain't cheap, so $40 for a full tank is very, very good. Yes. So the next thing, living in a car, there's not much storage, but the good thing is, if you're living locally and you don't want to do too much traveling, you have the option of having a storage unit. So basically, if I wanted to, I could put everything in my car, in my storage unit, and then I could just go to my storage unit daily, get what I need. It's a no-brainer. Then I could just sleep in my car and use Planet Fitness to shower. The other plus side to having a vehicle, stealth. If my windows were tinted, I'd be 100% in stealth mode. And what I mean by this is, look at the vehicle. You can't stand up in it. No one's expecting somebody to be asleep in this kind of vehicle. Let's keep it real. Having a smaller vehicle is more stealthy, which equals more safe. Another plus side to living in a vehicle like this is I can go up hills and it'll be less hard on your vehicle. My car doesn't weigh as much, so it's less stress on the vehicle. And when it comes to repairs, even less money because it's a smaller, older vehicle. A 2002 Chevy Cavalier is a very reliable vehicle, and there's a lot of them that are still around driving today because of it. If this video helped you out and you decided that you may want to be living in a vehicle like this, then you should watch my next video where I post products that are cheap and that you'll need while living in a car.